Joe Justice here with the Kanawha Valley Hustlers podcast. It's going to be a short one today because I've got a pretty exciting announcement, and more than talking, I want to hear from you. I really hope that if you're hearing my voice, you will either send me an email, joe@joejustice.org, drop me a message, or even better, drop a comment on this video. Because today I have some exciting news. I launched my business, Joe Justice Organization. I'm going public with what I've been working on and what I'm doing. I'm doing direct response video and helping people out with marketing. I'm doing some marketing consultations and stuff like that. But more importantly, as part of the Kanawha Valley Hustlers podcast, what I want to do is ask the question, what do you need to get started with a business? And I'm going to talk about kind of a few things that I've kind of put together just in talking to entrepreneurs and people around. And I really want to hear from you. I want you to drop me a comment and I want you to tell me what you think. So more than anything else, I know there's kind of the fundamental stuff that you need, like the legal stuff. You got to have an LLC, you got to have some skills, you got to have some certification. So let's just touch on that for just a second. First of all, LLC. A lot of people, when they do their side hustles and they do little businesses like that, they, just pay their taxes and everything. They just do it all through their Social Security number and everything. Don't do that. There's all kinds of resources out there. You can set up an LLC. You can get somebody to help you out with that. There's some legal stuff that you have to do. It's not very difficult, not too expensive, and you can absolutely do that. That's from talking to people. And again, I want to hear your comments. If you disagree with me, let me know. But from talking to people and from resources that I've gathered, LLC is the best way to go for if you're starting just like a small business. If it's just going to be, especially if you're a solopreneur, you want to do an LLC. Even large, there's really large businesses that operate as LLCs. So LLC, that's a Limited Liability Corporation. That's what you kind of want to start out with. You need to have your skills in place. Now, there's a lot of businesses out there that you don't have to have a whole lot of skills. You don't need to have a whole lot of certification. Skills you absolutely do have. I misspoke there a little bit. You do have to have skills, you do have to have work ethic, you do have to have that, but don't think that you necessarily need a master's degree in some subject in order to run a successful business. Just think about businesses like Starbucks. Starbucks started out selling coffee. Coffee's been around for thousands of years. And here this guy comes along and he starts up a business and starts making a fortune. He became a billionaire off of selling something that's already been around. So don't think you need some whiz-bang idea that nobody's ever had before, or you need some kind of super heavy-duty PhD or something like that. Get started with where you are with what you have. Have your basic skills. Get any kind of certifications you need. So if you need to have a certain type of, so if you're going to be like a general contractor, you want to have your contractor's license. You'll want to have, you want to be, have your insurance, all that kind of stuff, that kind of base level stuff. So, and there's a lot to that. And I might talk some more about that moving forward, because what I'm going to try to do is talk to some business coaches and kind of get some ideas of what those kind of base level things are. So you need kind of that base level. You need all the legal stuff. You need to have your skills. You need to have your certifications, all that kind of stuff. Those are really important. And again, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Drop me a comment. Send me an email, joe@joejustice.org. Let me know what you think. What am I missing? What have I not brought up? And then another thing that's important is that I think once you get that kind of base level and you're ready to go full time, you're ready to tackle the world using your own business, you need to have a organized follow-up system. Now, I use an electronic system. I'm talking about things like a calendar, some kind of a task manager, some way to keep yourself on task. Because the reality of business is you're going to talk to a lot of people. They're going to say, oh yeah, I need that, but not right now. I might need it in 6 months, or whatever your service is. You're going to talk to all kinds of people that you're going to have light bulbs come off, and they're going to say, oh, you know what? I got to get the money together for it, or I'll put that in my budget, or talk to me again in 6 months, or maybe I'll do it next year. Whatever that might be, whatever that looks like, you're going to have tons of people that aren't going to need your service right away. But that doesn't mean that they're never going to need your service. And you need a follow-up system so that you can follow up. If they say, hey, call me back in 6 months, you need to have some way of calling them back in 6 months. That could be a physical planner. That was used forever. I mean, tons of people have used physical planners long before the electronic stuff came around. So don't be afraid to use a paper planner, whatever it is. And then write that note. Make sure you do that every single time. If somebody says, hey, we're going to be holding an event here in a couple of weeks, you should come. You'll meet all kinds of people. Put that on your calendar. Have a systemized follow-up system that you can make sure you stay on top of all of these things that come up, because your fortune is in the follow-up. Your fortune is not in your initial meetings with people, because you're going to plant your ideas in people's heads, and then you got to give them time to grow. So have a follow-up system. And then something that's going to be a little tough for a lot of people that they really need to focus on is they need to have some kind of savings. If you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, if you start a business, even in the best case scenario, you're going to be looking at, like I say, best case scenario is probably 3 months before you get paid for the first time. So if you do a job tomorrow, you know, you're gonna come back, you're gonna get them the bill, you're gonna send the bill to them, and then maybe they're gonna pay you in 30 days. Probably not. You're gonna have a certain number of people that you're gonna do work for that they're not gonna pay you right away. You're gonna have so this is just like practical stuff that they don't really tell you in like coaching classes and stuff like that. But just the practical reality is you're gonna have some people that aren't gonna pay you at all. You're going to have some people that are complaining about your service and say, I'm not going to pay you. You're going to have some people that are going to say, oh, check's in the mail, and it's going to be months until they do pay you. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're going to have a really, really hard time launching a business. Get a little savings together. Try to get 6 months worth of savings together. That's kind of the ideal, so that you can cover all of your bills. And then tighten that belt. You know what? Take Dave Ramsey's advice on this. Tighten that belt. Don't spend any money. Keep everything as low as possible. Eat. Don't eat extravagantly. Don't go out to restaurants. Save, and you'll eventually get that money, and you'll be able to grow your business from there, and all that hard work will pay off. So that's what I have for you today in launching my own business and what's on top of mind for me. I do want to hear from you. Please shoot me an email, drop me a comment, let me know, what did I miss? I want to hear as many great ideas as I possibly can. I want to hear from you. And if you're thinking, well, he's not talking to me, I'm absolutely talking to you. I want to hear from you. If you're watching this right now, I want to hear what you think. What am I missing? Kind of the fundamentals, basic stuff. I want to put these ideas together so that I can help others to start their own business. The mission of the Kanawha Valley Hustlers podcast is to foster an entrepreneurial spirit in and around the Kanawha County and the Kanawha Valley, and that includes the entire Metro Valley from here to Huntington and Montgomery and all of West Virginia for that matter. I want to impact people, and I want ideas, because I don't know it all, and I know that you have wonderful ideas, and I want to help put those together and help shape the entrepreneurial landscape for some time to come. Thank you so much for watching here today, and as a reminder, this is Joe Justice reminding you to hustle hard, to hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.